don't mind my voice. I currently do not have my voice intact. We were in a moment of prayer this past weekend, so those who know me knows how it gets. Anyways, welcome to episode number 6, Guided Hearts Podcast, and I am your host, Nono. Today we're talking about something that is very common and I think preached about a lot. And I'd love for this episode to focus on it because no matter how many times we hear it, how many times it's spoken of, sometimes we still struggle with it. Today we'll be talking about faith over fear, walking boldly through challenges. Okay? Fear is one of the greatest weapons the enemy uses against us to paralyze us, keep us from moving forward, and make us question our calling. But today I want to remind you that faith is greater than fear. When we walk in faith, we walk in boldness, knowing that God has already gone before us. I'm going to repeat that again. When we walk in faith, we walk in boldness, knowing that God has already gone before us. The Bible says in 2 Timothy chapter number 1, verse number 7, "For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and sound mind." This means fear is not from God. It is an illusion, a distraction meant to keep you from your destiny. One thing that God did give us is love, power, and a sound mind as spirits. So power is a spirit, love is a spirit, and a sound mind is a spirit. Remember, the Bible says, "For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but a spirit of love, a spirit of power, and of a sound mind." Now, when Peter saw Jesus walk on water in Matthew 14, verse 22 to 33, please read it. He stepped out of the boat in faith, but the moment he allowed fear to creep in, he began to sink. This shows us that fear weakens our ability to trust in God. But here's the good news. Jesus immediately reached out his hand to save Peter. That means even when fear tries to take over, God is still near and ready to lift us up. What are the waters in your life that God is calling you to walk on, but fear is holding you back? What is it that you consider? If I step in this, I might sink. If I do this, I might sink. I want you to reflect on that and look at it and know that even if you do sink, God got you. I said something to somebody this morning. I said the 3 Hebrew boys, before they were thrown into the fire, they proclaimed and they said, "Whether God comes through for us or not, we will not worship foreign gods." We must reach a point as believers where we say, whether I drown or not, God still remains God. Okay? Faith is not passive. James 2 verse 17 reminds us that faith without works is dead. If you believe God has called you to something, you must step out in boldness, even when you don't see the full picture. Abraham left his home without knowing where he was going. But because he trusted God, he became the father of nations. Okay? Many people in the Bible faced terrifying situations, yet their faith in God led them to victory. The Israelites were afraid when they saw the Red Sea before them and Pharaoh's army behind them. But Moses told them in Exodus 14 verse 13, "Do not be afraid. In fact, stand firm, and you will see the deliverance of the Lord that the Lord will bring you today." And God parted the sea. The same God who parted the sea shut the mouths of the lions for Daniel and brought down the walls of Jericho is the same God fighting for you today. He is not the same God. Do not fear anything. Advance. Go forth. Fear may come knocking, but faith is the key that keeps the door shut. Whatever challenge you are facing today, I challenge you to replace fear with faith. Declare God's promises over your life. Step out boldly, knowing that the Lord is with you. As we have come to the end of our podcast for today, remember, God did not give us a spirit of fear. No, He did not. So fear is not of God. Those waters that you're facing, walk boldly on them. Even if you drown, God will come and rescue you. Even if He does not come, He still remains God in your life. Have a wonderful and blessed week.